Hi everyone, Trish McFarlin here, and I am super excited to share something very near and dear to my heart, which is time management and how to be super laser focused on this business, especially as we come into the busiest time of the season in our personal lives, right? The holidays. So the first thing I am going to tell you guys is this. Do not let the hustle of this business take over your home or your holidays. And I know at first this might seem like something that people are saying like, wait a second, that's not what I'm used to hearing. I'm here to tell you, do not let it take over everything, and let me tell you why. First of all, this is the number one reason. I know lack of patience, we heard from Gary Vee, right? We know lack of patience is one of the reasons coaches are so unsuccessful, right? Because we're not successful as fast as we want to be. So we quit and they give up. But it is time management, the lack of being able to correctly manage your time and be a CEO of your time, meaning that you're not managing it, you're mastering your time, guys. You're mastering every second, every hour of your day. That is going to be a huge reason why so many coaches get burnt out and then they feel unsuccessful, because when you're burnt out, guys, and when you're not being laser focused at the time you do have to put into this business, and you are not being present at the time you have with your loved ones at holiday parties or whatever it is, anytime throughout the year, you're spreading yourself thin, and you're only giving yourself like, I'm 50% here, 50% there, and you're doing all of this dabbling, which means you're unproductive, you're going to be unfocused, unsuccessful, and then that's when people quit. They get burnt out. And I'm here to tell you and share with you some of tips that I have personally, because I've been through this roller coaster of going from full force 100% all the time and kind of got burnt out, and then had to take not a step back, guys, but had to really take a step to look at my day, look at the time that I was giving and putting into this business, and figuring out ways to make my time more effective. So this is nothing brand new. This is nothing that's going to be like, oh my gosh, but it's something that we all need reminders of all of the time, especially over the next 6 to 7 weeks, because it's going to be super important. So do not let the hustle take over your home and take over your holidays. You need to take time to look at your day and plan accordingly. So every single week, I sit down and I have a spreadsheet, and it has every hour of every day, Monday through Sunday. Sundays I work every single day of the week. And I have every single hour listed out, right? Then I have a list of, I'm a list person. Let me start with that. I'm a list person. I make lots and lots of lists. So I list out what are my top 5 to 6 priorities, not that day, not that week, but what are the top 5 to 6 priorities in my life? Things that are going to take me closer to the life I envision, the life I dream of for myself and my family. What are those 5 to 6 priorities in my life, right? It's my husband, it's my son, it's faith, it's God, it's for me it's Beachbody. And then I throw in there additional, for me I have like me time, and for me working out is me time, but I also need some time during the week to take a break from the mom boss and the working out and the wife duty, and kind of just to be like, whew, right? Like whether it's reading or getting a pedicure, whatever it is. But those are my priorities, and it's God first, my husband, my son, my family, Beachbody, and then anything else I have after that. Then I look at my week, right? I look through this and I schedule out, first of all the obligations I have that week. Every single solitary obligation that you might have out. So if you work full time, you're going to go through, and it's like, mine looks like an Excel spreadsheet. I block out all of that time, right? I don't work. I'm home with my son during the day. But if you work full time, you can block out all of those hours. For me, the times that my son is awake, I am with him. I am present with him. So the times that he's awake, I have those hours blocked out. Then I go in and I plug in the next thing on my priority, right? So what date night do I want to spend with my husband? For us, we're totally cool with like watching a movie here at the house, right? We don't go out and do anything crazy like that. I schedule the time with my husband. I make sure that he gets my undivided attention every single day, even if it's just 30 minutes after we put Griffin, my son, down to bed, and I block in those 30 minutes and I put Travis, whatever it is. Then I go and then I figure out, I plug in all my priorities, and Beachbody's in there, guys. I plug in Beachbody in every single solitary little hole that is not being taken up by my other priorities listed above that. And I want to speak to this. If you have things happening during your day or during your week that is not something that's going to help you reach that goal or those visions that you have for your life, it is time to take it out. For me, I had to take away watching The Bachelor. I had to take away watching some things on HGTV, right? I had to take away scrolling Facebook just to scroll Facebook or catching up with friends through text messaging, whatever it was. I had to take those things out from me because they were not helping me become the person and the leader and everything I wanted for my life 5 to 6 years down the road. I had to take them out. So then I plug in Beachbody. I plug in when I'm going to do it. So then I just go through and I plug in when am I going to do Beachbody, right? I do that, and then when is going to be me time? And my me time is usually like 45 minutes, like a week. That's all I get for myself, and I'm okay with that because I know that I can hustle now, but I'm not letting it take over and creep in into the times with my husband and the times with my son or any other time that I really need to be focused and present with other people, loved ones. So I know that the times that I'm working with Beachbody, even if it's a lot or a little that day, that I'm 100% focused on that, not thinking of, oh, I really should have spent more time, paying attention to my son or talking to my husband instead of scrolling my phone, whatever it is. I make sure that I'm diligent with any time that I put towards anything on this list and anything in these time periods. So I go in, I'm sorry, I have my notes down here, so I'm looking down, that's why. I have everything based on my list of priorities. I plug in things, I plug in the date nights, I plug it all in. Then I go through and I look at my brain functionality. And what do I mean by this, guys? Is that for me, I wake up at 4 a.m. So after my son goes to sleep at 7:30, my brain functionality is not 110%. So I take my list of the things that need to get done with this business, right? And I list it from the most important that has to happen every day, and I go down. So what are the most important things that I have to do? And I talk to my coaches about this all the time. First thing that I always have to do is I need to work out because we lead with fitness, right? Because if we're not walking the walk and we're not talking the talk, no one's going to want to join us because if we can't do it, they're not going to think they can do it. Why should they join us? So my number one priority is always working out. I plug it in. I type it in my little box. 5 to 6 a.m. I am working out every single day, right? I put that in there. Personal development, that's going to be 4:30 to 5. It's my half hour before I start working out. I put it in there. After that, it's going to be connecting with people because that's the most important thing. After we work and we work on ourselves, now we need to start reaching out and connecting with people. So I plug that in. When am I going to connect with people? I need a lot more brain functionality to connect with people than I would to be making cutesy little announcements for my team page. That's something that can be done at night after Griffin goes to sleep because I don't need to be 100% brain functioning to pick a font to go with something, right? Because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. So I go through and then I plug in every little thing that needs to be done, right? The 5 vitals that we have to be doing, the vital behaviors. And we have 5 because we talk about adding people to our network and doing all of that, right? So I go through and I plug in, at this time, I'm going to be connecting with people. And then when I'm connecting with people, I am connecting with people. I am not scrolling Facebook looking for people to connect with. I know, I already have it written out. I know exactly who I'm going to connect with because making the most of your time, guys, is going to be key to your success. Because if you go in and you sit down every single day without a game plan, you're not going to go anywhere. You need to have it written out. Take every Sunday, take every Saturday, put it in this schedule. When are you going to plan out your week? Because that has to happen. It's in my schedule. Every Sunday, 7:30 to 8:30, I plan out my week without fail. Without fail. If my Philadelphia Eagles are playing, I am sitting there and I'm still planning out my week. It doesn't. Walking Dead's on. I'm planning out my week, right? I talk to my husband about it. We talk about things that he may have that's coming up that week that I need to know of. He has to work late this day, or he has a meeting, so that means I'm going to be all hands on deck with Griff for dinner time. So these are things that I need to know. So then I go in and I'm plugging in all these things with Beachbody. Like, what do I need to do that's super important? And I'm going to start plugging it into the time I have set aside for Beachbody. Then I look through my day, guys, and then I find the little cracks of time, because I have cracks of time, you have cracks of time. We all have cracks of time where you're going to go through. So when Griff's sitting down to eat lunch, I have a crack of time. But am I going to put something like a really big project to do then? No, I'm going to put little things that I can get accomplished and feel successful during that time. So if Griff has a meltdown at lunch and I'm in the middle of doing something, it's not going to throw off or rock my entire day. It might be as simple as making my lunchtime post, right? I front load pictures. I'm just giving you guys all these tips, right? I front load pictures. So if I have my hair done one day, I might take a ton of pictures that day. I'm not saying like posing in different spots of the house, right? Or anything like that, but I might have pictures that I take a bunch one day, and I'm not going to post 8 pictures in one day. I'm going to save them and I'll have them to use other times, the next day, the next week. It doesn't matter. People don't need to know exactly what you're wearing every single day unless you're like super fashionista and that's like part of your brand and your 5 pillars is that you are like, oh, like this is my outfit of the day. That's great. But I want you to just be diligent about where you're plugging in your time. I have a bonus hour that I give myself every week. And this is only if I get all my work done, right? So like I like reward myself. So that means that say I like during my nap time hustle, right? Because that's like a solid hour and a half I get every day, most of the time when Griff is napping, which he's not doing right now, my husband's here. But that hour and a half that I get, if I get every single thing done that I need to get done, that means maybe I can read a book before I go to bed because I don't have to focus on something that like that night. So you have to be diligent with your time every day. Like you cannot scroll Facebook. You cannot tell people that you really want to be successful and you don't know what's going on, but I have to go because I'm going to go watch The Bachelor. No. If you want to watch The Bachelor, and those are things that are really important to you for whatever reason, that's your downtime, that's your me time, then pick something that you can do sitting on your couch while watching that. Can you add people to your network while watching The Bachelor through Instagram and follow and unfollow people? Of course you can. That doesn't take a lot of brain power. Can you make an announcement for your team with a cute little like you add someone's pictures and you pick some cute font? Of course you do, because you don't need to be 100% lasered into your laptop. Pick your priorities. It comes down to you. I hear over and over again from coaches all across the network, from my team, from other teams, I'm so burnt out. I don't have time. I'm not a stay-at-home mom. That's the big one I hear. I'm not a stay-at-home mom. Do I have a little bit more leeway? Of course I do. But am I going to sit there on my phone while my son's awake working 24/7? Absolutely not. I have time constraints just like everybody else, but I find ways to make things work in the cracks of time that I have because I have it listed out. I am diligent about sticking to it. I do not scroll my news feed. That is a time suck that I do not need. And all the things that were in my life that were taking me further away from the life that I envisioned, I had to get rid of and take it away. I had to take it away. For me, watching The Bachelor, I love watching The Bachelor. It's so much fun. I can't focus. I couldn't focus on that and then doing something for work. So guess what? I don't do it anymore. I had to take it away. Was it my most favorite decision? No. But I'm willing to trade up now because it's not sacrificing. You're trading up for a better life. Don't get burnout over the next 6 to 7 weeks. Take some time. Look through every single second of your day and make every second count. Because every minute, every hour, you are either taking a step closer to the life that you dreamed of or you're taking a step further away. It is up to you. You must decide what is your priority, what is going to make you a better person, and what is going to bring you to that life. You need to decide. You need to master your time because you are the CEO of your business. You are the CEO. You are the leader for your team and your coaches. If they are watching you not make decisions, if they are watching you get burnt out and work tirelessly 24/7, they're going to say, I can't duplicate that. There's no way I'm doing that. And they're going to feel the same way. It's up to you to master your time, create your schedule. My schedule is my life. It's in Google Docs. I do it every single day. I plug in every single activity is accounted for, especially for this business, because without a game plan, you got nowhere to go. I hope this helps. I hope you guys are going to have an amazing holiday season, and it's okay to hustle and work hard, but don't let it take over your home. Don't let it take over your holidays. Schedule it out. Look at the time you have and focus and get to work. Do not get burnt out over these holiday seasons. Bye, guys.